So finished programming, and I've set up 5 flight modes, well, kind of 4 with nested. This is a 3D mode that basically reflexes the ailerons just slightly. Can't really see. And then subset of 3D, if I hit this switch right here, I get a variable crow on the slider over here. Then I can crow the wings out. Sorry for the bad focus. This thing does not want to focus. There we go. Alright, and then if for whatever reason I just want dual position crow, I can switch to another setting, and then this switch right here controls a dual position crow setting. And if for some reason I'm in some random flight mode and I get in trouble, I just hit the main flight mode switch back to normal, and the whole wing goes back to normal. So third switching, or third setting on that switch right there, the basic flight mode is a variable flap slow flight setting. So then on the slider I can do up to about 10 degrees of flaps. And then if for some reason I need to do some other mixes or whatever, I can. Although I'm running out of mixes, this setup has taken about 15 of the 16 available. So let's see here. And then over here on my rate switch, I've got just normal rates on right now, which are just normal ailerons, outboard ailerons, I guess, are working. Then if I go to mid-rate, get some more throw on the tail, normal, more throw on the ailerons. If I go to full rate, it adds in the flaps. Then switch that off. And I also just have a basic flap. I had to manually do this because the canned mixes in DX18, I couldn't get all the mixing options available that I needed, so I just had to do a main just flat mix, which is kind of a bummer because I can't slow them down, but I have the elevator added in there too. So, and that setting is independent of all the other ones, so if I come over here and turn on my 3D, you can see the flaps, the reflex ailerons flaps stay down. For some reason I go to crow, you can see that flaps stay down. And then of course absolute travel is set on every control surface so I don't overdrive servos and stuff. So checked current draw. With all controls running at their extremes, we're running about 1.3 amps, about 0.5 volts on the drop, down to about 6 volts. I run direct, life direct with dual batteries and dual switches, so there's plenty of current path there. According to things I've read, the basic JR connectors and small gauge wires are good for about 6 amps or 3 amps. So with dual switches, dual current paths, I should be good about 6 amps before I start seeing significant voltage drop. And like I said, right now, without flight loads, I'm around 1 amp, 1.3 amps transient if I'm really just like messing with the controls. So with everything turned on, otherwise at idle it's pulling about 0.3 amps. So we'll see how it flies.